There you go.
Okay, mics are on.
All righty, it is 5:15 and we will call the committee of the whole meeting to order. We have two items on the agenda. First item, King County Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan and Renton Annex adoption. And we have Miss Deb Needham. Hello, Deb.
How's everybody today?
Good.
Good. So see if I can have a microphone. So really, this is just a check-in with you guys to let you know that we did submit the hazard mitigation plan. We sent it to you all on February 5th of this year. We got back some comments. I wanted to thank Valerie, gave some comments we incorporated, and thank you everybody for the review. It went through FEMA and they had 0 comments for us. Oh. It passed on the first time, which is kind of unusual. They're getting pickier as we go on. So we were given the blessing quite some time ago once we got that hazard mitigation plan in. So they found no problems with it. They accepted it, but we were waiting on the King County Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan. And that is now up before County Council or impending right now. It is ready to go. So we are asking that we adopt the plan, the King County Hazard Mitigation Plan, which we sent to you as well once it was completed, asking that we adopt it. We don't get to change it. So it's kind of one of those, we just have to bless it and say, okay, you guys did good. They did get comments back from FEMA. They made the corrections that FEMA recommended for them. And our plan is an annex into the plan. So when you are asked in council tonight to adopt it, we are adopting the King County Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan and the Renton Annex to it. So I just wanted you guys to know there are 2 parts to it, but that's where we're at with that. Any questions for me?
Mr. President?
Yes.
Not a question, but I want to say it's, especially the Renton Annex, it's really good. Like I really appreciate how much thought was put into it.
And I think all the credit goes to all of the departments who contributed, because we had wide participation from all departments to be able to contribute those mitigation plan projects, and then just the research in the background and the, I give credit to my team member, MJ Thomas, for ferreting out a lot of those detailed things on the back end and others. So, and the GIS map updates, everything, it was a team effort truly from all of Renton.
Anything else? Any other comments, questions? Councilmember O'Halloran.
Yes, I was, I'm on the finance committee, and so I was going through vouchers, and I saw a voucher for, I can't remember the name of the company, but the description said reunification strategy. And I thought, well, I wonder what a reunification strategy is. And it's the company, I looked at the company, it's a woman-owned business, and they specialize in reuniting children with their parents or caregivers in the case of an emergency. And I thought, how wonderful is that we're supporting a woman-owned business and we're thinking about the children in the face of an emergency. So I just want to say thank you for that level of thoughtfulness that went into it. And thank you for those service providers who specialize in such things. It was terrific.
That's actually going to be on Equity Commission's agenda tomorrow night. And they're going to get a first look at it and have some input to it. That plan is not yet complete. What we contracted for was a draft. So MJ Thomas was working with Parks and Recreation on that. And so that is a plan that we would put into play. If we were to have anything where there was even a major transportation accident, anything that caused people to be seeking out their loved ones, it could be used for children or adults seeking to find family members.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Anything else? Councilmember Rivera.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to say this is incredible. From our FEMA conference a couple of years ago to now, to see it all written up. I'm very pleased. I'm very grateful. And I just have a small, minute question. This might be totally just off base. When it comes to the acknowledgement sections, is it okay that MJ isn't on here? Because I know she's done a lot of work on that. And I just was noticing that I didn't see her name on there. I just know that she's been a part of this in every step of the way. And I don't know if that's just what was appropriate, I don't know. So I was asking, I apologize.
That question, Generally, we have always put in the acknowledgements that are there are the ones that have historically been there. And so I am usually the figurehead for that, but I
That makes
totally
sense.
recognize that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can go back and change it. An acknowledgement section seems like a very minor thing.
It
to
is.
change, and it seems like that's something that FEMA couldn't object to. So I don't see a problem with doing that, but I will have to look into that.
Not a problem. I was just asking, and I appreciate your answer because you are the figurehead, so that does make sense, and I do appreciate that. So thank you so much. And again, amazing work.
All right, anybody else? All right, well, Deb, thank you very much. We appreciate it. Good job. And we shall move on to the next item on the agenda, which is very exciting. Council introduction to updated agenda build software. Our own Jason Seth will do the present.
All right, thanks, everybody. My name's Jason Seth, of course. I'm the city clerk for anybody who doesn't know. Let me pull this up. And all right, so we're going to be discussing the new agenda software. So our current software is called iCompass or Diligent or Civic Web, or has lots of different names. It's changed hands several times. We've had it for 15 years. 2010 January was the first agenda that we put out with the current software we use right now. And the reason, one of the main reasons we're changing is that they really haven't updated anything in the last 15 years as far as technology wise. And so the new software has a few more bells and whistles. So we'll go into it. So we're going to discuss what is one meeting, benefits, comparison to what we're currently using, and then questions at the end. And so one meeting is a cloud-based agenda and meeting management software. It's basically meant to simplify and streamline the public meeting process for government. Features agenda creation and collaboration, and then two kind of important things for staff that help. When you see the agenda and the agenda bills, there's a lot of staff involvement. I'm basically, well, I say cat herder sometimes. I'm basically herding everything together and putting it into one place. So the departments do most of the work of actually entering the agenda bills. And so two of the things that this new system can do is what they call peer review, where a department can actually set up an internal concurrency process where they can send an agenda bill to maybe a manager or director before it goes to the department head. And that is not something that we can do currently. And then Office 365 integration. And so it uses basically a OneDrive system so that everybody that has access to the new software can use. And so a lot of times currently, if we need to amend an agenda bill, somebody has to email me the changes or one of the admins in the department, and then they have to go back in and change it. And then we have to download it. Then we have to re-upload it. This can all be done just using Office 365 and OneDrive. And so you just pull up the agenda bill, make the edit that you need to make, and save it, and it's good to go. There's a bunch of stuff on here. I'm not going to read everything, but essentially there's the benefits are Google Translate in the HTML versions of the agenda that are posted online, something we don't have right now, ADA compliant templates and formats. And I'll show you this one thing I think is pretty cool. It's the searchable web portal. And then there's some other kind of internal controls like submit by deadlines. And so it'll give me and my staff more ability to kind of control the flow of late agenda bills. And so we do occasionally get late agenda bills. And as I mentioned before, the integration with like Google Translate. Another key thing is integration with Laserfiche, which we use pretty extensively and heavily in the clerk's office. So currently when we publish an agenda after a council meeting is complete, we pull all the information that was posted online and we have to physically, move it into a Laserfiche folder. This will publish to Laserfiche. And so if somebody calls and asks me for documentation, we can easily send them a link to the Laserfiche packet. And it just streamlines a lot of the process for us. upcoming through October and November. We're going to be doing additional training. We've already conducted some training for staff that are submitting agenda bills. And so we'll be doing training for agenda bill submitters. Another key benefit is that we're going to move all of our agendas and minutes for all of our different boards and commissions to one platform so that everything's in one place and everything looks the same. And so we have a consistent message going out to the public. And so we'll be providing training for board and commission liaisons and then some training for approvers. And so every agenda bill that gets sent through the system goes through our finance administrator, our city attorney, our chief administrative officer, department head, and me. And so, so those people that need to make these approvals will get some training on how to do that. Additionally, for council, you'll be provided a shortcut on your desktop. So I think currently we use an app, and on this particular one, they're working on it, but they don't have an app right now. And so every Thursday after 5 o'clock, the new agenda for next week's meeting will be posted. You can just click on the shortcut. It'll take you to the publication page, which I'll show you in a minute. So do you have a question? Yeah.
Ethan, Mr. Chair, am I, our agendas normally get published at 4 o'clock on Thursdays.
Usually 3 o'clock, but
3 o'clock,
yeah.
yes, yes.
And so,
we're
but just to
doing
give
it-
myself time in case we have some late agendas, it will definitely be published by 5, but generally at 3 o'clock. Yeah. We publish.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
So-
what you mean is no later than 5?
No
but
later
You
than
will
5.
try to publish
Yeah.
it around 3.
Right.
Okay.
So
Thank
we
you.
will attempt to publish them by 3 o'clock, but sometimes that gets pushed out a little.
And the reason why I say 4 is because I normally give a little bit of time, so I have it in my calendar.
Right, so you know.
4, so to
Yeah.
make sure to check at 4 to give you time to be
Yeah,
able to.
it should be ready, but if it's not, then check again around 5. So
Thank you.
Mr. President. So Jason, going back to the submit by deadline. If you set a deadline, what happens if they don't submit by that time?
well, we're going to set up a policy in place where they'll have to contact the CAO for him to tell me to change the deadline so that they can be added. We don't want to hinder anything important that sometimes has to be done last minute. But at the same time, we want to discourage the submittal of agenda bills after the deadline. And so there is a process to be able to help with emergencies, but we don't want everything to be an emergency.
Yes, I think that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say, in light of that, then everything will become an emergency and yeah.
Mr. President.
Yes.
With regard to the link on the council's iPads, I'm assuming, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm assuming that our access is limited to our role. In other words, we can
Yeah.
view, but we cannot edit.
That's correct.
Thank you.
Actually, everybody is that's entered into the system will be provided a role that'll either be a clerk or a what they call I forget what they call it, but it's basically somebody who submits and somebody who approves. And so the liaisons for the board and commissions, they'll be assigned clerk roles so they can create agendas and minutes for their boards and committees that they're on or that they attend for their department.
Thank
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Jason, Councilmember O'Halloran brings a question of mine for me since it's based on the kind of the OneDrive, everybody has access type of deal when somebody does
Only
something that
people
they
in the
don't.
system have
What's that?
access. Only people in the system have.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean, in the system, but somebody can edit and make changes. Sometimes there's oopsies that happens. Is there
audit
some
log?
backup type of,
There's an audit log,
Okay.
so we can see if somebody made a change they shouldn't have.
and go back and
Go back and
recover?
fix it.
Okay.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
You may continue.
So the current website, I'll click this real quick. As you can tell, it's kind of looks like the old website in a sense, and it can be frustrating for the public to be able to like, well, where's the meetings, right? And so you can either go over here and say, okay, here's today's meeting, and you can pull up the agenda for today, right? Or you can go back a month and say, well, I want to see the August 4th meeting, and click. There's a lot of clicking around, and then you're like, oh wait, it wasn't August 4th, it was August 11th. Well, now I got to go back to the calendar click back again and go back to the 11th and then click on the thing. And so while it's, we've had it for a long time, there's just a lot of unnecessary, it's busy. It's a busy web page. And so, and we're trying to, well, that's for later. We're trying to, streamline everything. And so that when people go to the city council page, they can click a link and go right to all the agendas and minutes. If they click the city clerk page, they can go, if they go to the homepage of the website, hopefully we could put a link there too, to take them directly to council meetings and agendas. And so if you go now to the new one, I'm going to pull up Renton's. There isn't really anything there yet, but I do want to show you one thing in there that's kind of cool. So it's much cleaner layout. Up here will be all of the upcoming meetings. Right now, this, all you're going to see in here is tests and, because we've been implementing things. But what we did for the August 25th, we actually recreated the agenda for August 11th, the actual agenda. And so if we click on this here, you can see that the agenda is going to look essentially like it did before. It's a little different, but it's pretty close to how it looked before. But the coolest thing here, though, is like, oh, I want to see it in Danish, and it automatically translates it to Danish. Or if you want to see it in, I don't know, any of these languages here. Yeah, look at that.
Irish is English. I know.
Yeah, and
different.
and so
Wow.
Irish is different.
this is one of the new things that we can do. We didn't have this before. Let's put it back to English if I can see. There it is. It's and so it doesn't do it for the PDF versions, right?
No.
But for the main agenda, you pop it open and you can. It's got Vietnamese. It's got. I tried to count all the languages. It's several dozens, so I'm not exactly sure how many. And then one of the other things too, and I'm going to show the city of West Jordan, Utah, because they use the exact same program.
I was going to ask.
So I'm actually going to come out of this. I'm going to go back here. So if you look at the city of West Jordan, they have their upcoming meetings, all of them. These are upcoming in the next couple of weeks. And then they've been using this system since 2020. So you can go through here. But let's say I just want to see older city council, just city council. You can click on that. It shows your committee of the whole. They have a truth and taxation meeting. Not sure. They have cancellation notices for the meetings. For upcoming meetings, you can click on here and say, well, I just want to see city council. Right. And so for the public, I think it's a lot easier to figure out which meetings are upcoming than before.
Mr. President. So, Jason, this look very similar like the one that the King County Council uses.
Right.
But they also have a link after you see the agendas for the video.
Yeah, so that gets added
I mean,
after the meeting. It doesn't look like this particular city is doing that, but we can add the video link, we can add the minutes link, we can add, pretty much a link to anything. If there were any particular documents or something, like the full agenda packet will also be linked, which will be a PDF file that people can download. And then, let's see, and that, what else? So, yeah, on this page here.
Mhm.
So I think that's it. But some people are interested in just the planning commission. So you can go back and look at planning commission. That to me is, I know we've had several complaints of people trying to find a meeting and couldn't figure out, how to even find it on the current webpage. So, but I did want to show you one more thing. They have this text search up here. And it takes a little bit of time, but it'll search basically any document that's on this page for whatever keyword you want to put in there. So it took a little bit of time. You can see it's loading the results. So we're going to give it a second here. This is a fascinating TV. Here we go. So, here I use the word utility. So if you click down here, it shows you on the agenda where the word utility came in. And so if somebody had a topic they wanted to research or try to figure out, even council, like when's the last time we talked about something like that or whatever, you could easily go to this page and find that for you. And you can see here, it goes, basically anywhere in their system that this particular word was listed is on these documents. So that's,
Mr. President,
Yes.
do we plan to load historical meeting information
so
or migrate over?
we've talked about that, and we basically have two options. One is to, which I prefer personally, is to link to the Laserfish that has all of we have historical council files back to, I want to say 1998. And so that would be my preference. But we haven't made a decision fully on whether we're going to import. It's a lot of work to get that moved over because the systems are completely different than, they're not really that compatible. But
McIrvin.
Yes, thank you. So following up on that question then, so if someone were using that search feature that you just showed us, would that still bring up those archival?
not at this time, no.
Okay.
Yeah, and so one option may be to just post the minutes because those are PDF files and we can post. And that's really what's important, right? Is the action that was actually taken at the meeting. So, but if that's a preference of council, it's something we can work into our work plan. It might not happen right away, but we could get them eventually in there.
Council President?
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you for this amazing presentation. I will say that I am partial to have all of our old documents transferred over just for ease of access and research and all the things I like to advocate for. Taking a different direction though with my question, I know that this is going to be kind of a new, easier to access cloud. I love how it's going to be removing some of the steps and everything. Is there going to be an increased cybersecurity risk with that? And how are we going to be combating that?
No, all of that was reviewed when we went through the contracting process. So IT has a checklist they review and for new contracts. So that's all been done already.
Yeah, I just, in terms of the historical stuff, I agree that the link to the microfiche is probably the most expeditious way. But in my experience, if you really want to get full use out of all of the new key features of a new software that you're coming on board with, you really do need to backload, even if you just go a year at a time backwards, to really be able to use the fast click and the searches and all of that stuff. Because otherwise you're back to just scrolling. And
Right. Well, Laserfish also has a lot of searchable. Yeah, you're able to search through the older things, and it's all once they're input into Laserfish, they're OCR, so they can character recognition, so you can do search it. But I understand one page would be easier to do all of that, and so we would have to phase it in, like you said, probably do a year or two at a time until we can get back to. I think we have like back to 2010 would probably be the easiest. And then older things, maybe. Yeah. So.
I'll chime in on, since a couple of 2 cents are being put in, whereas I can understand the utility of having it all in one place, I definitely hope we weigh the benefit versus the time taken of,
Right.
We don't know how. It sounds like it'd be very time intensive, and what we forego and what else would be addressed during that time would be my concern for the amount of time that somebody's going to look for something back in 2010 or 15 or whatever it is. So as long as we balance that, that would be my preference, to just be smart about it and not necessarily.
We could definitely develop a phased approach so that we give my staff time to get it finished,
And then second question, as far as going forward, I mean, this is, will there be a point where this information will then be kind of archived and not available? I mean,
No, minutes and agendas are kept permanently. So
and available through this system and everything like
and
that.
a copy will be in Laserfish, which is our final repository for official documents. So it'll be available in both places, but this new software will be easier to access because you'll be able to siphon through, well, I just want to see planning commission, or I just want to see equity commission, or I just want to see council meeting. So it'll be a lot easier to find it than having to navigate through the document structure and Laserfish. So I do see the benefit of putting older stuff up here. It's just a time thing. We definitely won't be able to do it before the rollout in January.
Oh, no.
So, yeah.
Any other questions, comments? All right, I definitely like the new layout. Looking over it, I was like, oh, this is so much,
It's just easier to
so
read.
much more intuitive and
Yeah.
simpler and things like that. All right, thank you, Jason. Before we adjourn, I was remiss in saying that I was going to, we'll move the report for the hazard or the King County Regional Hazard Mitigation Plan and Renton Annex adoption. I will sign the report. We'll move it at the meeting later unless somebody has any objections. Hearing none, I will sign. And with that, I believe the meeting is adjourned. Thank you.